Welcome to Russia and the final day of racing from St. Petersburg. Russia's second biggest city on the river Neva has been the spectacular setting for racing here over the past 3 days. Thousands of spectators have lined the shore and basked in the sunshine to watch the intense and tactical racing. The Italian team Lino Sonego have clicked and scored big. Can they now hold on to the podium? SAP Extreme Sailing Team over the past 5 acts have been the model of consistency, but they have struggled on the river. The big question, can they bounce back to keep their series hopes alive? Gazprom Team Russia will want to finish on a high after yesterday's disappointment. But gunning for the 4th win on the series are the Wave Muscat. Can anyone spoil their Russian party? Well, it's the final day of racing from St. Petersburg. And good afternoon from St. Petersburg. It's the final day here of Act 6 of the Extreme Sailing Series, and what a treat lies in store for us today. The sun is once again shining, and the crowds on the beach at Paul and Peter Fortress are absolutely loving the action. Can anybody beat the Wave Muscat? Can Lino Sonego hold on to their podium position? Here we go, SAP right out on the right-hand side, the Wave Muscat on the line. The Wave Muscat are over the start line early. That is a shocker for them, but is there a reason for that?
I think they just misjudged that. Pretty punchy, but they got nothing to lose. They've already won this act, but they're going to be jibing round and following SAP. So SAP will breathe a little sigh of relief that they haven't got them sitting in their face as they had the last couple of races.
But to be fair, SAP had a really slow start off on port, and the Wave Muscat have now recrossed and aren't in a dissimilar position to them, albeit on the other tack.
No, interestingly, these battles, we've got Red Bull heading towards us. We know this side hasn't tended to work today. Looks like nice pressure on the far side, so I don't know. It's really early to call this, but again, Mitch Booth has had a really nice start. He's tacked mid river there, and he's just doing a nice job. He's playing it percentage game here. He's sailing up the middle of the river, but Gazprom Team Russia, really nice. They were early out on port. You work in that far side. If they can make that stick, they're going to be in a strong position at the top of the course.
This, of course, is leg 1 of 6. This is the final race here in St. Petersburg. It's wide open. So few points separating second place and 5th place, and I'm looking at the results as they stand at the moment. It's changing all the time. The SAP analytics are going absolutely mental in this. Right now, it is the home team of Gazprom Team Russia who are leading as Team Turks on Port just had to dip them. But there is plenty of race left in it. I think we're going to see so many lead changes here.
Red Bull looked absolutely dead and buried, but they've just picked up a little left-hand pressure. But just as they get the pressure, they have to dip SAP. So any advantage has gone away from them there. The big battle, a penalty for GAC. We can see them turning on the right-hand side of our screen. That's going to really scupper their chances early on, so they've got to get their heads back into it now. At the moment, Oman Air leading the little group, the Wave Muscat and Red Bull, out to that far right-hand side. Strong position for Oman Air here. They're doing a nice job. Lino Sonego, again, really conservative, really nice. Middle of the beat, doing a great job and really looking at the moment to have that second place overall in the podium sewn up here.
Well, it's unbelievable. Lino Sonego could move up into 2nd. Red Bull could hang on to the 3rd place, but even Oman Air could step up onto the podium. I think given GAC's penalty, which they had to do because of an infringement on the boundary, that slightly puts them out of contention. But we'll see. There's plenty of racing left to go. We're looking at Oman Air and GAC coming up underneath. They're absolutely last at the moment. Meanwhile, Red Bull have had an absolute shocker over on the right-hand side. Could this be the end of their podium run?
Oman Air really challenging and putting the maximum pressure on Red Bull. They're going to be hoping their stablemates are kind to them here. The Wave Muscat following Oman Air in. This is crucial now into this Wimbledon mark. You've just got to get the boat speed, keep it rolling, get around that mark cleanly. Oman Air need to cash this position in and get that top 3 result around the mark.
Pete, I'm just throwing this out there. Obviously, SAP aren't going to be on the podium. They're going to have a disaster of an event, really. The 2 boats we're not seeing in that picture are Red Bull Sailing Team and the Wave Muscat. Now, the Wave Muscat are the only other team on the podium for the overall points. Is that coincidence?
Oh, I don't know.
Look at it. Look at it.
It's a hard one. I think, as we thought, Red Bull were dead and buried. This right-hand pressure's come back in. You can see Team Turks sailing nicely downwind, nice pressure there. The guys forward on the hulls, the bow teams low down, trying to keep the windage down, pushing the bows in. But Lino Sonego, a fantastic upwind, really, really nice. Managed to overhaul Gazprom Team Russia after such a strong start, leading them downhill here, nice and close for 2nd and 3rd. But interestingly, we want to be able to see where Oman Air is. Have they managed to keep those boats between themselves and Red Bull?
Well, Team Turks again having another fantastic race at the moment. Adam Devana, Mitch Booth currently leading, but as we say that, Lino Sonego coming downwind with some fabulous pressure, as you just said, Pete, looking really, really strong ahead of Gazprom Team Russia and the Wave Muscat. Lino Sonego coming down on port, just jibing behind Team Turks, and Gazprom are going to jibe behind them as they get over to the boundary.
Look at Lee looking around though, he's having a good look. I mean, that just sums up this event, like head rotating through 180 degrees. He's looking around for the boats around. He was over the line and he still gets back to 4th in this race. So really nice sailing, and those guys on fire at this event.
Okay, so Lino Sonego just getting a little puff as they come down towards this bottom gate, but a nice bit of acceleration which will get them around that leeward gate very, very nicely as well. Look, we're seeing the same thing again. Despite the more current, or the stronger current out towards the deeper part, there is definitely more breeze. They love that wind over there. They love the way it goes into phase for them, and it's really working that side. Yeah,
that side, it just offers you less manoeuvres. They can avoid the boundaries. They can almost parallel that far boundary, which means they're not just bouncing lots of tacks in on this near shore. So they're favouring less manoeuvres, slightly more pressure on the far side, as opposed to less current and less pressure on this near side. So those guys happy to take the dirty air, follow each other out. But again, Lee, nothing to lose, a bit of flair with his sailing. He splits from the, he's throwing the dice here, see what he can do on this near shore gate.
Well, currently SAP Extreme Sailing Team in 7th there. Not looking too hot at the moment, so Lee McMillan, nothing really to worry about from their point of view.
So if everything stays as it is now, we've got the Wave Muscat leading overall, Lino Sonego consolidating their 2nd place, but the battle now for 3rd is between Oman Air and Red Bull. Look at those guys locked together. If Oman Air want to overhaul Red Bull, they need to put a boat, they need to be in front of Red Bull, and they need to put a boat between them. So they're going to be hoping they can encourage SAP to get into gear and get in front of them. But a big battle for 3rd, and at the moment, Roman Red Bull just holding on to 3rd on the podium.
Just, but only just. Okay, here is the battle between those 2 boats, but this is the overall picture. It is Team Turks who are leading. A lovely, lovely upwind leg from them. They've got clear air, they've got good speed, their bows down a little bit, and they are off, extending all the time. 75 metres now, their lead over Lino Sonego, who are in 2nd place. But this is going to be an absolutely fantastic result for Lino Sonego, really solidifying their 2nd place on the podium, their 1st ever podium. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And because of which, Pete, I think it's really important that we mention the Above and Beyond award here that we have for Land Rover, and we often talk about it going to the man of a match or someone who's given, you know, a lot more to this race. And I have to say that the Land Rover Above and Beyond award is going to go to Arno on board Lino Sonego and the rest of the team. Arno, I can never say his surname. I'm going to give it a go. Pastagoras. No, it's nothing like that, is it?
No. But I'm not going to. I'll leave you with that, Hannah. You can figure that one out. I'll go back to the racing. That's way easier. Team Turks, again, leading downhill. Really nice sailing. And Lino Sonego, we're hoping to see their bow around the windward mark. They had a nice little gap on Gazprom. There you go. Downwind, Jenica, huge sigh of relief. When you're going up against this current, you can get the bow down, get the Jenica pulling downhill. Really nice sailing there. Have a sigh of relief as they can get downhill, try and close that gap on Team Turks.
Lino Sonego now coming downwind here. Just announced the winners of the Land Rover Above and Beyond award. beautiful, beautiful sailing from them. They really have just clicked as a team. Of course, Enrico Zanaro stepping up to skipper, and on the helm, Arno Sarofargis. I've remembered. Apologies, everybody, and apologies to Arno. Arno Sarofargis taking the Above and Beyond award and taking their first ever podium in the Extreme Sailing Series, well, as it stands at the moment. So we're on leg 4 of 6, coming down to the bottom of the course. We've got one more windward leg to go, and then it is a sprint down to the finish. Gazprom Team Russia now coming downwind with a lovely bit of pace and a huge, huge lead. The 3 front runners have pulled out over the rest of the fleet.
Yeah, really nice sailing from these front 3. They've just got their nose out the pack and they're sailing away now. Again, Lino Sonego, they opt for that left-hand gate. These guys just, it's the reliable manoeuvre, but we can see Red Bull here, 100 metres in front of SAP, and crucially, they've got Oman Air behind them. This is the big battle for 3rd overall for this regatta. And at the moment, Red Bull doing just enough. Now they've got another lap to go. But if they can keep that position, the 3rd overall for the Russian act is to Red Bull.
This is a disappointing race for Oman Sail, but it's good news for Red Bull Sailing Team, because if they can hang on to this position in 4th place, it will secure the final place on the podium for them and actually end up beating Oman Air by 7 points to 4th place. So Red Bull Sailing Team just rolling into a jibe. But here come SAP Extreme Sailing Team. For them, it's going to be very, very difficult to get back from here, but crucially, if they finish in this position, which is 5th, if they slip back any further in this race, they will finish behind Team Turks overall.
I mean, these guys have just had a relentless, whether it's been from the Wave Muscat, now the pressure's coming from Team Turks. SAP have to keep cool heads now. It's time to stop the mistakes, hold this position and try and look at their overall result, but it's not going to be easy because they've got Oman Air chasing them hard. Oman Air are just focused on Red Bull. They need to create an opportunity here, jibing inside SAP. Oh, that's not good. This is not good for SAP. Oman Air claiming the inside turn there.
This could be the moment. This could be the moment where it all goes absolutely wrong for SAP and they lose that 5th spot and go down into 6th, which would mean they would finish last overall.
Yeah, a tighter turn from Oman Air there, so SAP carrying a bit more momentum later on the furl of the Jenica, just managing to get their nose round. And a nice turn from SAP. They're recovered. They've hemorrhaged they've stopped the hemorrhaging of points at the moment. They just need to now get to that boundary, tack across and stop Oman Air climbing up inside them.
So the crucial thing here is SAP have to finish in 5th in order to hang on to that 7th place. That is the key here. It's all about the battle between them and Team Turks. And of course, Team Turks right there in your picture now at the front, leading the charge in this final race today, going for a whopping 20 points in this final double pointer ahead of Lino Sonego. And it's, you know, just fantastic to see these 2 new teams, both new to the series this year, who have taken a few acts to find their feet, finally coming in and performing so well. I'm absolutely delighted for both of them.
Yeah, this is going to be a big race win for Team Turks. They've really, you know, they show these moments of promise around the course, but they just struggle. They've had a bad day yesterday. They couldn't get to grips with the course yesterday, but they bounced back really nicely today. And if they can win this double points, it's going to be a really nice race win and a really nice way to set themselves up going into their home regatta in Istanbul for the next act. So great sailing and great promise from Team Turks.
Okay, well, Team Turks heading downwind now. This is the final leg. We're going to see a big, big cheers from them as they cross the finish line. Meanwhile, the Wave Muscat and SAP come across in front of them, heading upwind. Now, SAP, are they in a good enough spot? I'm not sure they are at the moment. We will see what happens when we got to the top mark.
Well, SAP are trying to manage quite a big split. Oman Air head off to the right-hand shore that we know has been working. The Wave Muscat, they tack and head towards this shore. But I think you're going to see some very happy sailors coming downwind here on Team Turks.
Big hull
Catching the air already.
Big hull fly there from Mitch Booth, Adam Devana as they come across the finish line. And look at those smiles, the happiest people in this sailing world. Adam Devana cheering and cheering, and Mitch Booth flying the boat across the finish line to take the win in the double pointer, get a super 20 points here for the final race. And meanwhile, that was a performance. This has been a performance. Lino Sonego coming across. I've awarded them the Land Rover Above and Beyond Award for such a fantastic performance.
Brilliant, brilliant sailing from this team. They look like a seasoned professionals here, like they've been doing it all season. Well done.
Look at that, so pleased. Not only their first podium, but a second place on that podium as well. Enrico Zanaro and, of course, Arno Sarofagas coming across, taking a second place. Now, these next boats are absolutely crucial. Gazprom Team Russia are coming in to take third. So let's have a look at the standings after the 30 races, 30 fantastic races, I should say, here in St. Petersburg. Look at that, the Wave Muscat, 134 points, despite coming last in that double pointer. Lino Sonego, a terrific first podium for them. Second place with 216, despite the fact that they are coming last on the overall leaderboard. Red Bull Sailing Team, 207, hanging on to third place ahead of a great result from JC Pindar. Adam Minocchio in fourth place with 202.